Hi everyone, welcome to today's lesson on tree diagrams. So when we are calculating probability, sometimes you won't be given the total number of outcomes, so you can use a tree diagram to figure that out. Let's take a look at our first example. For a main dish, you can choose steak or chicken. Your side dish can be rice or a baked potato, so steak or chicken, rice or baked potato, and your drink can be tea or water. Use a tree diagram to find the number of possible meals if you have one of each. So here's how you're going to make a tree diagram. You're going to start with the first decision that you have to make. So you'd either have to pick steak or chicken. So that's going to be the first branch of my tree. Then, from these two options, you're going to branch off into the other options. So if you choose steak, then your next decision would be either to pick rice or a baked potato. Okay, and same thing if you chose chicken. You'd have to then select either rice or baked potato. And then the last decision that you would have to make concerns your drink. So you can either pick tea or water. So from this rice, I'm going to branch off with my drink options, tea or water. Same thing with my potato here, tea or water. And then same thing down here. For my rice here, I would pick tea or water. And then off this potato, I would branch off into tea or water. Okay. Now, what's nice about the tree diagram is not only does it tell you how many total outcomes there are, but it fully describes what those outcomes are. So if you count the last branch of your tree, that gives you the number of total outcomes. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are going to be 8 possible meals. Now, if I wanted to know specifically what all of those meal options were, I could just follow the branches of my tree. So for example, if I start with steak and go to rice and then tea, that's one option. So here are all my possible meals. I could have steak, I could have rice, and I could have tea. I could have steak, rice, and water. That's the second branch here. So steak, rice, and water. I could have steak, potato, and tea. So I'm just following those branches. Steak, potato, tea. Or I could have steak, potato, water. Steak, potato, water. And then if I look at my chicken options, I could have chicken, rice, and tea. Chicken, rice, and tea. I could also have chicken, rice, and water. That's my next branch. And then down here, I could have chicken, potato, and tea. And then last, I could have chicken, potato, or water. Okay, so if you look here, these are all the possible meal options that I would have. And if you count them up once again, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 possible meals. So our first follow-up question says how many possible meals are there? There's 8. So you can just count the last branch of your tree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many meals include chicken? So it's really nice to have this list here, but even if you didn't, you could pull that out from the tree diagram as well. So you'll see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4 meals involving chicken. Looking at my tree diagram here, the 4 options that would have chicken would be here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many meals include chicken? 4 meals. How many meals include rice? Well, let's take a look. I have the 2 meals that would branch off here, so 2 and 4. Okay, and then you could also count over here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many meals include rice? 4 meals. Now, what's really beneficial, like I said, about tree diagrams is it gives you the total number of possible outcomes. So once you have that total number of possible outcomes, you can go ahead and calculate probability. So let's look at a probability question. If you randomly chose a meal combination, what is the probability that your meal would include rice? Well, we know that we have 8 total meals. So that would be the denominator. So the probability of a meal with rice. I have a total of 8 meals. And then if I look, the ones that have rice, I have 2, 4. So 4 meals have rice. So it'd be 4 over 8, which simplifies to 1/2. And that is how you can use tree diagrams to help you with your probability calculations.